Might be even a bigger game.
Oh yeah, you got to make sure that you're prepared for the next game. I think we've had that a couple times this year where we had a couple big games and had to play a really good opponent the next week. And so it's just a matter of moving on to the next game and not resting on that last game.
What are your memories of 3 years ago, last time you guys were in Indianapolis?
I remember that game a lot because I actually ended up playing in that one. So one thing I remember is running out on that field. Coach Warner told me don't mess up as I was running on the field. I really remembered that one, the rest of that drive. But, it was a great experience for me as a freshman, from the Midwest getting to play in the Big Ten Championship. That was a great experience.
Have you ever played in a game that went as smoothly as that one did for you guys?
We've had a couple games like that, but that was not that type of game, not that magnitude of a game, no.
Hey, Jamarco, it seemed just from watching that the Michigan game was extra physical. You watched the number of guys that went down and everything. How much more of an emphasis has recovery been this week? How much more could you possibly have emphasized it? Because I imagine it was a point of importance before.
Yeah. You want to get healthy, but at the same time, you still got to get those reps in throughout the week to make sure you're prepared for the next opponent. And so I think our coaches do a really good job of balancing that out. They've done this for a long time, so I think I trust their plan.
How's JT been looking?
He's going to be all right. We'll be ready when Saturday comes.
What was your little ailment? Was it just a brace getting messed up?
I got rolled up on again.
Yeah.
It's part of the game, part of playing O-line.
How much, when do you, I guess in your mind, when do you tell yourself, I can go back in there? What is it you have to feel?
I saw we had got those 2 false starts, and it was like 3rd and 17. Yeah, and I was just like, I got to get back in there for this play. I've seen this before. Let me get back in there.
So you're the reason?
Yeah, I just ran back in there. They didn't even tell me I could.
No, I meant you're the reason for the comeback.
Oh, no.
They didn't tell you? You just went in?
Yeah, I just ran back out there.
They
knew I was going back out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I got to get back out there. Yeah.
Jamarco, when I say Wisconsin, what's obviously you played against them, like you said, but what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Wisconsin?
Just physicality, they want to stop the run and they want to run the ball. And that's how they've always been since I was a kid, So, they have a big line on offense and they want to control the line of scrimmage. That's the name of their game. So that's their whole thing is they want to control the O-line and they want to control the D-line, and that's what they try to do.
And they shoot guys too. I mean, shoot guys. You know what I mean? It's
they give
a continual. You know what I'm saying? Linebackers.
That's a flag.
They send linebackers.
That would be unnecessary roughness.
They send guys a lot. Let's put it that way. But they do come at you, right?
Yeah, they do. They bring a lot of different stuff to the table. You got to prepare for a lot when you're playing against it. It's a really good scheme. We had some trouble with it last year as well when we were up there. Some of the different things they were doing. So we just got to get prepared and. Our coach got a good game plan for us, and we just got to go out there and try to execute as best we can.
Yeah, this is a Badger defense that leads the conference in sacks. Is that a different mentality going into a game like this when you know that they'll be coming at you?
Oh, yeah. I feel like every week, we got to, as O-line, we got to be ready because the last few games we've been playing against really good D-line. Really in the Big Ten, it's hard not to play against a good D-line. And so, every week you got to come prepared for that.
A lot of these guys have been coming from the second level. A lot of these are linebackers. I think the top 5 in Wisconsin are, in terms of tackle for loss, have been linebackers. Does that provide a different look for the offensive line?
Not really. We played against a couple odd teams this year before. At the beginning of the season, we had played against all odd teams. And so looking back on some of that film will help us. We've played them a couple times since I've been here. So looking back on that film will help as well as some of the games that they played against other spread teams. So, I wouldn't say it's going to be too different, but they do bring some different stuff to the table as far as their blitzes and their personnel and things like that.
2014 game, it almost seems surreal.
Oh, yeah.
What was it like on the sideline?
I was a freshman, so I'm just along the ride, and just to see what those guys was out there and able to accomplish, it was pretty remarkable to watch.
And now you're in a similar situation, not identical, but similar. I don't think anyone thinks you're going to do what they did. But how important is this game to not? Obviously the first thing is to win, but you have another goal too.
We're focused on winning this Big Ten championship. That's all we're focused on right now.
Jamarco, have you guys seen many players like their number 99 defensive tackle, that big kind of squatty guy in the middle of the line?
Oh, yeah, he's a big dude. He's going to be, he's one of the things we've been emphasizing in practice this week. But I have full confidence in us as a unit and as a team. So, but yeah, he's definitely one of the key players that we've been looking at on their defense.
What's different when you're going against a guy like that in terms like compared to say a guy like Draymond, who's like a very athletic interior defensive lineman? This guy is just kind of like a giant, boulder in the middle there.
I mean, he's a great nose tackle for their defense. You know, he does the job he's supposed to do. I think it's kind of hard to compare Draymond to a nose tackle, I would say, but he just takes up a lot of space. You know, he two gaps and he's a load to handle, so you gotta send guys at him. Do different things.
When did you know J.K. Dobbins was up to the test of being a freshman starter running back in the Big Ten? I don't mean maybe a specific day, but what do you remember that he showed you?
I remember he showed it all throughout spring ball, but I remember it was one play during camp we was working on a drill coming out, so we was on our own 1 yard line against the one defense, and he busted up 99-yard touchdown run, and that's when I was like, oh, it's gonna be for real. He's for real.
How much do you think it's? I mean, obviously, having Mike come back. I mean, Mike was. But now you guys have been able to kind of keep fresh guys in there. Can you tell these guys are kind of fresh, even late in games, that they're running with fresh? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's just a great luxury to have. With Mike finally healthy now, he's showing off that speed that he's picked up on this offseason. And with JK, it's just a nice 1-2 punch to have. I think they're the best two running back combination in the country. And so with them just feeding off each other, one guy gets a big run, usually the other one tries to get one too. And it's just great to see, having those guys back there at any point in time.
With what happened to JT last week, and he may not be 100%, going into this game against Wisconsin, is it even more so important to have a guy, two guys like JK and Mike in the backfield there that you got to block for?
Yeah, it's just great to have those guys to be able to lean on in any situation, really. We'll see what happens going forward, but I'm definitely glad that we have those two guys on our team.
Hey, Jamarco,
what
I asked you
changes? Go ahead, Laura.
I asked you about how JT's looked, but, Urban said that Dwayne was going to get more reps in practice this week. How's he looked? And he always seemed like a confident kid.
Yeah.
Now that he's got resume to back that up, even more so?
I mean, I think that's just part of it, just going out there and actually doing it. Everybody knows what he can do, but I think it's just a matter of him going out there and the way he performed. I think that's definitely a confidence booster for him.